So, Harriet, thank you so much for joining me on the Martin Talk Show. We've just been discussing your new movie, Devils Heir. So, at this point, as you're just about to go into production, I want to know what's on your mind right now.
I am just full of excitement and anticipation. Like, as we were saying, we just want to get filming. Everyone is so excited. And although it's only been, I think, like 4 months since I knew about this and I got offered the role, like, I have been waiting for it. I'm so excited.
Tell me a little bit more about that excitement. What does that do to you as a performer as you're going in? Does it affect your role in any way? Because if I think back to when I used to do some acting, sometimes I would get so excited I'd then start to go into the nervousness. Does that happen with you at all?
I don't let myself get nervous. I think I always try and have a really positive mindset, no matter how scared I am or nervous about something. So, usually when I walk into a room, I tell myself, like, things in my head. I'll be like, you've got this, it's just another person you're talking to. Everyone's human.
Yeah.
Like, if you mess up, just do the scene again.
Yeah.
That is the beauty of film and TV. I used to do a lot of theatre as a kid, and if you mess up then, you mess up big.
Yes.
But here, it's just, stop and you start again.
Yeah. I guess that is the beauty of film, isn't it? There is a moment to pause and re-go and restart. And I really like that what you said as well, is about that we're all human in this. And I think that's helps me with my nerves sometimes. When I get nervous, I remind myself of that I'm just dealing with other human beings that also get nervous. And the more that I talk to other people about that, it gives me a lot of confidence as well. A lot of people have been saying to me recently about how they get this imposter syndrome. And I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but I do from time to time. And I think, am I kind of capable of doing this thing? Does that ever cross your mind? Because you come across so confident in all this. Like I said earlier in our previous podcast, I've seen some of your social media stuff, and it comes across really professional.
Thank you. I think I feel very comfortable with all the cast. But I think, I do, when I walk into a room and I see these people who have been in huge films and huge adverts and they've got, just an amazing CV, I do feel quite intimidated. And I think, oh my God, like, am I good enough? Like, how do I talk to them? So sometimes in those situations I do get like a bit nervous, but then, I just tell myself, the worst thing that they could be is a bit rude to me.
I guess with all of this, it is the stories we tell ourselves, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's we can set out a narrative to be a negative one where we're going into a space and we're worried about if we're going to be judged or if someone's going to be rude to us. Or we can change that story and say, no, everyone's going to look at me positively. Everyone's going to be nice. It is all based upon a story,
Everything's a mindset. I think, having a positive mindset completely changes your life. If you always look at stuff negatively and if you always think of the worst case scenario, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But if you think the best case scenario, I'm going to walk into that room, I'm going to say hi to everyone, I'm going to make friends, I'm going to make connections, I'm going to network, I'm going to have a great time, you will.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I'm wondering with you then, where did this all begin? Where did you decide that I'm going to be a performer? I'm going to be an actress. That's the thing for me.
I think I knew since birth, genuinely, since I was such a young child, I knew straight away. I did a lot of opera. I got trained in opera when I was about 6 years old. And that was a huge part of my life. It was, I hated school, absolutely hated it. I think I went about 40% of the time.
Yes, yeah.
Absolutely hate it. But my favourite lessons were always drama and music. And that was the reason why I would go into school, only on those days when I could go to my drama and music lessons. So it's been the thing in life that's always kept me going, the thing in life that's always kept me grounded and passionate. Without being able to perform, I think I'd be miserable. And so I started off with opera. And then my singing teacher one day, he was like, I think you would love musical theatre. And I was like, I think you're right. So I did loads of that when I was younger. I did West End Kids. I did Shrek, the musical 13. I did a bit of Shakespeare as well. And I did lots of dance, lots of singing, loved it. And then when I was 16, I moved out to go to college. I went to Arts 1, which is Performing Arts College in Milton Keynes. That was an interesting 2 years. I think I would have enjoyed it more if I would have done it later on in life. I'm 19 now, and I think if I was doing it when I was 19, I would have had a bit of a better time. But I was 16, I moved into my own apartment. My parents were 4-hour drive away. I'd see them like once a month. And I think I was a bit overwhelmed. But from that experience, I realized that film and TV is what I wanted to do. So although I didn't have the best of time at college, I did learn a very, very valuable lesson. And I also figured out that film and TV was what I was passionate in and not musical theatre. And then from that, I transitioned into doing student films, short films, music videos, stuff like that, meeting new people and trying to figure it out on my own. And then I think about 3 or 4 months into doing that full time, I got an agent, I started doing feature films, I started doing commercials, and I started getting opportunities I was really proud to have.
So performing really has been a massive part of your life. It's everything you are, isn't it? Being a performer. And one of the things I notice in the world is performance being undervalued, is artists being undervalued. And, you know, as someone that says, I was born to perform, how does that make you feel?
I would agree, and I would say that performers are undervalued. I've had so many times where I have been talking to someone older than me, and I've been so passionate what I'm doing, you know, my job, my acting, and they go, "Well, what's your plan B?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? This is my only plan. I'm going to put everything I have into making this work." Absolutely, we are undervalued, and I think people don't take you seriously.
Have you any idea then, as a performer, how we can change that narrative? Because I completely agree with you that there doesn't need, if this is who you are, if this is what you're meant to do, plan B is irrelevant, is it not?
Absolutely. And I think you can't change it. People's minds and people's opinions, you know, are always going to be like that. I think the only thing you can change is the way it makes you feel. And, you know, if someone's saying stuff like that to you, like, oh, you need a plan B, you need a backup plan because this isn't going to work, you just need to have enough confidence and reassure yourself that it's going to work. And in 10 years' time, you can laugh at that person.
Yeah, laugh at that person. You can take that energy, the way that they've made you feel in that moment, and channel that for good. You can channel that into energy to prove them wrong, because you're not in that moment. That person that says have a plan B. You know, I remember someone when I was younger that used to say to me, "You can't go into theatre. You're going to make no money from that." But I have made money from it. 20 years later, I have built a career and a life around it, and I can't imagine what any other life would have looked like. It wouldn't have suited me, and I don't think it suits many, actually. So it's good to, them naysayers, it's good to keep pushing forward in your own direction and your own path. So where you are right now then, because it is a struggle being in the industry, it's not easy. There are lots of challenging moments. How are you finding the industry right now?
I would say I'm very fortunate in the position I'm in to just be able to act full time and not have to worry about anything else. And I have huge dreams, and I believe in myself that I'm going to be able to make them. And I know that there's going to be months that are really slow, and I'm not going to enjoy, and I'm going to feel like I'm going nowhere in my career. But I also know that I've had months where it's been amazing, absolutely amazing. And I know that I just need to keep on pushing through, and then those amazing months will come. And I need to appreciate everything, every opportunity I have. I really savor it. And I hope that my career will just keep on going up, and I will keep on growing, and I'll keep on becoming a better actor. And I also love the people I meet, you know? I think actors, honestly, are some of the kindest people I've ever met. And I'm just very grateful for my career and where I am in the industry at the moment. But I also have ambitions to, be famous and be on a red carpet.
And that gratitude within all of this, in them hard times, is such a powerful energy, such a powerful place to be. Because I believe that truly does help us when it is difficult, is to find the things that are good. And so, what does that future look for you then? What is the future? You touched on there being on the red carpet, being a movie star. Tell me a little bit more about that.
I mean, that would be a dream. I'm American, so I would love to go back to America and, be in Hollywood and be on the red carpet and also be able to help people with the stuff I create. I think that movies can honestly save people. It can give them motivation to keep on going. And I would love my work to be able to help, young women and young girls, especially that type of genre of growing up, of teenage challenges, because it's so hard. And that's one thing that I would love to do myself, is to get into production and, produce movies to help young girls and focus on the struggles of growing up as a woman.
What an amazing dream to have, Harriet. Well, I truly appreciate you sharing today. I know this has just been a short conversation. I hope to catch up with you again in the future. I'm definitely going to be following your journey from here. For anyone that's listening in, where can we follow you? Where can we find out more about you?
So I have an Instagram. I post quite a bit of my acting work on there. It's harriethope.acting. And also, hopefully you'll see me in some big films one day.
Some big films and on the red carpet, of course. And so one last question I ask all of my guests, and this one's quite a big one, but I think it's a human question for all of this, all of us. So to wrap this up, how would you, Harriet, make this a better world?
I would encourage people to be kinder to each other, and you don't know what other people are going through, and your actions can really impact someone. So I think be really self-aware of how you can make another person feel, and always choose kindness. Always choose to make someone happy, and always choose to make another person feel confident and happy within themselves. Don't ever choose anger.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Well, thanks again for sharing. And thank you if anyone has been watching or listening to this conversation. We appreciate you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Wonderful.